All right, we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Max is feeling a little bit under the weather today, so we're not doing our pick our brain. So I figured I would just come hang out for a little bit. Maybe do a little chit chatting. Right now, I'm working on getting some books ready for my Whatnot show tomorrow night. So figure while I'm working on that, let me check and make sure this is working. I've never went live on my computer, so this is a first. All right, it looks like it is working. So yeah, I'm just getting some stuff ready for my Whatnot show tomorrow night. If you don't know, I'm Animal at 52 on Whatnot. Gonna have some pretty cool stuff. Books dating back to, I think, the 1790s. So I'm just gonna work on doing some listing here. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, feel free to pop in the chat. The stuff I'm selling tomorrow night on Whatnot's going to be a variety of stuff, antique stuff and new stuff. I'm going to have a copy of Pride and Prejudice, some Edgar Allan Poe, I think an Alice in Wonderland, stuff like that, some occult books and mythology books. Here, I'll show you this one. Supernatural Tales from Around the World. That one is from 1995. It's actually pretty simple to list stuff on Whatnot, much quicker and easier than eBay. Books. What genres sell good on Whatnot? I've seen a lot of people sell cookbooks on Whatnot. It definitely isn't the hottest selling thing. I mean, occult books and religious books seem to be really good. Books about mythology and witchcraft and magic, stuff like that. And then religious books. I've seen a lot of people doing religious books, and antique books, and actually sci-fi. Sci-fi is really huge on Whatnot. There's many sci-fi sellers on Whatnot right now, and they seem to do pretty good. I mean, otherwise, I guess I don't really pay too much attention, but there's tons of people selling modern fiction, romance and mysteries and stuff. That market might be a little tough just because a lot of that stuff doesn't have too much value to begin with. I mostly sell general antique books and then some modern stuff, Poe and Lovecraft, occult and magic, stuff like that. And actually, in I think next Tuesday, I'm going to have a Black Americana book show. Some of that stuff got kicked off of eBay. They thought it was inappropriate, so they kicked it off. So I'll probably try to sell some of that on Whatnot. Yeah, children's books. That's definitely saturated market. And I suppose part of it is because it's easy to go get boxes of kids' books and cookbooks. I mean, most people that mess around with books can get cookbooks for just about nothing. I had a antique children's book show a few weeks ago, and that did very well. People love the antique books mostly because there's not too many antique booksellers over there yet. All right, up next on Whatnot, I got a copy of Nicholas Nickleby, no date, early 1900s. Welcome, Christine. Yeah, lots of bananas. You have no idea. When I moved to the bookstore about 3 years ago, I had a couple hundred banana boxes full of books. They are just the handiest thing. You can stack them as high as you want, and they have the handles. So I love banana boxes. They're the best. Yep, antique books. So I'm having a Whatnot show tomorrow night, and then I'll have one probably next Tuesday. I'm trying to get on a regular schedule of Tuesdays, but Tuesday is technically my one night a week that I'm not selling anything on eBay. So occasionally I like to take that day off. Apple boxes. I don't know if I've ever seen Apple boxes before. Hey, Viver, how's it going? I'm just hanging out by myself tonight. Max isn't feeling great, so I figured I'd just come on to a little chit-chatting and list some books on Whatnot. Up next, I got a brand new copy of Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, the little hardcover book. Christine, have you checked out my Whatnot auction tomorrow night? I have about 30 books up so far. I'm sure there's a few that you'll like on there. It is just me hanging out tonight. Max isn't feeling great, so I figured I'd work on my Whatnot auctions and do a little chit chat. And if anyone has any questions. Actually, I'm hopefully going to be making a YouTube video tomorrow. I have a really cool Alice in Wonderland coming from the UK. That should hopefully arrive tomorrow. What else do I got a Peacock edition, a Pride and Prejudice Peacock edition. And then I think I have a Vellum in Goldsby Legends that also came from the UK. And I think there was one other book I was going to save for opening up, making a special YouTube video. Oh, and then plus, I think either tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to post a YouTube exclusive book sale. I have 10 books that I set aside. I already made the video, but I'll post it here in a couple days. That's them down there. There's a Jules Verne. There's an Edgar Allan Poe. There's an occult book. There's a nice Alice in Wonderland set. There's a Pride and Prejudice. What a Lady Would Like to Know. I think that's from the 1870s. There's a really pretty Robert Browning's with a nice leather binding. There's a Gentleman's Magazine from 1784. There's a travel book. And then there's a book of engravings and color plates. So that video hopefully will come out maybe Wednesday. Yeah, good advice, Christine, to get what you have listed. I wish I could do that. I can't resist buying more books, even though I have so many piled up in all my different storage rooms. Wow, Viverka, that's cool. Signed copies. Catherine Beecher signed Alice in Wonderland. That's really cool. Dust jackets. When did books start having dust jackets? I think it started becoming common like very early 1900s. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've even seen any dust jackets from the 1890s. I've definitely seen some from the 1910s and 1920s. Otherwise, that's a great question. Yeah, Christine. Honestly, if you see some deals out there, you have to buy them. I mean, books. I know Max says books are everywhere. I disagree. You have to buy the books when they come up for sale. Me and Max argue about that all day long. He says books are everywhere. They're just falling out of the trees. For me, it's pretty. I bought a couple of really big book collections the last couple a couple months ago, but otherwise, nothing too exciting has popped up. But something will. Something always does. Yeah, turn of the century plain jackets. I'm trying to think. I really got to do some digging and try to figure out what the earliest dust jacket I've ever seen. Ryan, have you seen any pre-1900? Whoa, someone's sorting books for you, Christine. Very cool. Up next, I'm going to list on Whatnot a brand new copy of the Communist Manifesto. Actually, this one was published in 2024, and it is illustrated as well. Brand new little paperback. Sorry if this isn't too exciting. Max is missing tonight, so I'm just loading up some books for my Whatnot show tomorrow night. Up next, we got William Makepeace Thackeray. This one's from 1869. I don't know why people just don't care about Thackeray. I can't get any money for these. Um, I think it's a cool book, nicely leather bound. I would bet this brings $5 or $6 maybe. I mean, it's definitely worth more, but I just don't ever seem to have any luck selling Thackeray. What do I do with my eBay store when I have to be gone for a week? Well, I don't quite have the same issues as people because I don't have too many buy it nows. So usually I just schedule so I don't have auctions ending those nights. Though I will say I'm even when I did have like 1,000 buy it now listings, I was very hesitant to turn on vacation mode. I would probably, and I guess this might not be good advice, but I probably wouldn't turn on vacation mode. But if I sold something while I was gone, I would probably message the buyer and say, "Hey, sorry, I'm on vacation. I won't get this shipped until this day. If that's an issue, you can cancel the order." Um, but I don't like vacation mode. Just kind of messes with your algorithm and stuff. I think I would be hesitant to turn on vacation mode. But for me, like when I went to Detroit for like 4 days in October, I just didn't have eBay auctions ending those nights. All right, so this 1869 Thackeray, this is volume 14. It has the sketchbook, notes of a journey from Cornhill to Cairo. Those two titles in there. Would you extend my shit? I probably wouldn't. I would just message the person. But that's me. I'm not sure if that's great advice, but that's what I personally would do. Kindle Direct Publishing. Many people I know publish their own books. They're not necessarily good ones, though. Hey, Grayson, how's it going? No, I haven't. I don't know anything about Kindle Direct Publishing. I guess I know a few local people that I have used Amazon's self-publishing. And I allow them to sell their books here at the bookstore. I don't charge them anything. I just say, hey, drop off some copies and I'll pay you if and when they sell. And yeah, it's a great way for authors now, to get their books out there without having to be beholden to a publisher. I think Amazon does take a big cut, but not too much you can do about that. I think it's just cool that more people can get their work out there. Okay, Christine. Christine is a freelance editor, and her advice is to ask if they've had their books edited. It vets good quality writing. Okay, very cool. Actually, I have one in the store. I'll go grab it quick. It's a children's book. So this one was self-published, Tales of a Delivery Driver by Mark Hebig. He's from Marshfield here, where the bookstore is. I don't know. I think it was through Amazon self-publishing, but I'm really not sure because there's no markings. As far as I can tell, there's a copyright date, 2024. Otherwise, I mean, there's no real markings to indicate the publisher. And I mean, decent quality book overall too. A little paperback. And again, most authors can't afford to have 1,000 copies printed, so the print on demand is kind of revolutionizing stuff. Hope everyone's having a great, what is it, Monday night so far. Like I said, Max is a little under the weather, so hopefully we'll be back next week with another episode. And for now, I'm just listing stuff on Whatnot. I have a antique book whatnot show or tomorrow, and then probably a Black Americana show next Tuesday. Um, I had a lot of that stuff on eBay, and it was doing, I mean, just crazy numbers. But then eBay decided they didn't like that stuff on their website, so they've really cracked down. You can do Uncle Tom's Cabin and Little Black Sambo, but eBay is very particular about what titles they allow you. I don't even think you can't even sell like Aunt Jemima maple syrup or anything like that anymore. Yeah, things are very slow. Me and Max actually, we're going to talk about it tonight, but we'll talk about it next week with eBay. There's definitely been a crazy few weeks for most sellers. I really wish eBay would publish some data as far as like their overall sales for the week or month or year, to let us know if it's just like a problem with us individually. But I know Max has been running some pretty aggressive sales on his eBay the last couple weeks and getting minimal results, which is very strange. Publish a collection of bookseller stories. Might that be a pop? Oh, I love that idea, Viverica. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I mean, I love. I'm reading a book right now. I forget the title, but it's about a bookseller that was alive in like the 1920s, 30s, 40s, with like a whole different era, going through the Depression and all of that. I love reading about booksellers. And then one of the last books I read was about a bookseller in LA in like the 70s and 80s, and like his boss who owned the bookstore was a little bit crazy. But I love reading about booksellers and buying books and selling books and the history of writing. I'm listing a book by William Makepeace Thackeray. Was Makepeace his real middle name? Seems like a very strange name. All right, 1869, Irish sketchbook. They make Makepeace Thackeray. Gonna be up for sale tomorrow night on Whatnot. Let's see. Then I think I'm gonna list a paperback, Little Women. Not too exciting, but a brand new copy of Little Women. I've reapplied. Okay. Well, okay. I'm way behind. Let's see. Christine says, my daughter has all of us in the family writing about certain prompts she send us and we'll publish at the end of the year. That's cool. That's really cool. Grayson says, I've reapplied a 2% promoted listing just to see what happens since the last call. Definitely see as being viewed more, although not a huge amount of additional offers. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the only solution is to keep listing good inventory, but that only helps so much if people aren't buying. I don't have an editor, but I do know Christine in the chat, and maybe I could hire her as an editor. Yeah, I talked to some rep from eBay customer service that was contacting sellers specifically about promoting and actually promoting their auctions, because I only do auctions. I think promotions are much more common amongst people that do buy it nows. So and she actually suggested eBay tells you what the average is for the category, and for most categories it's an average of like 8 or 9%, but she says you don't need to promote at that full price. You can do 2 or 3 or 4%, and she actually suggests doing a lot less. So your 2%, Grayson, I think is a good idea. Christine, are you going to give me a discount, I hope? No, that's a very long time. I've thought about writing down some of my book selling experiences. Definitely have lots of dealt with a lot of interesting people over the years. Anyone doing anything exciting this week? Wow, Grayson, you should definitely post that in the Discord. I'd love to see, or send me a message on Instagram or wherever. To Sotheby's, I've right now I have Edgar Allan Poe that I'm thinking about sending to Freeman's Hinman's in Philadelphia, I believe. Um, they have an estimate of I think 500 to 750, which I thought was low. I think it's guaranteed to bring more than that, but um, it was part of a collection I bought, so I already made a nice profit. Calgary University, very cool. I don't know. I don't think I've sold too much to universities. Of course, they could be stalking my eBay. I don't know. I think a lot of times they tend to be more trusting of ABAA members, and I'm not an ABAA member. I think the ABA members. I mean, it's a cool association. It's good to have that badge of honor that you're not a crooked bookseller. But I think I don't know. I think I'm not up to their standards as far as descriptions and stuff. I don't do a ton of research for my books. Yeah, I would submit anything that Christie's or Sotheby's would take. I would send to them just because they have such a great clientele of rich book collectors and the marketing. Yeah, I would seriously consider sending in anything that they would take. I don't know if I have anything good enough that isn't in my personal collection, I suppose. All right, here's the next one going up on Whatnot, an old farming book. $500 if you send it to him and it doesn't sell. The no sale fee is that much? That seems crazy. Wow. Yikes. Yeah, that's risky. That's risky. So this one is the 8th annual report of the Wisconsin Agricultural Experiment Association from 1910. Yeah, I guess I would be pretty hesitant. I guess I didn't get the details. Freeman's, I messaged with the book expert, and he said that they would take it on consignment, and he told me to estimate, but I didn't get any further than that. I didn't say, hey, what auction would this work for, or talk about any commissions or anything. I know Max has some stuff with Doyle Auction House, and they were really reasonable. I don't know as far as no sale fees, but I think their commission was only 10%, and then they also charge a buyer's premium, so that kind of makes it so they don't have to charge the seller quite as much. Wow. Yeah, that's scary. $500 guaranteed for them. Huh. Yeah, I suppose they're used to dealing with the highest of the high end stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap this up. I just wanted to hop on so people didn't feel like we forgot about them. Um, Definitely tune in next week. Max will hopefully be feeling better, and we're gonna talk some crap about eBay. Even though we love eBay, there's some crazy issues going on with glitches, and then also they're pushing pretty hard promoted listings, which Max is against. I'm not completely against. I don't do it because I do auctions, so that kind of pushes up my views and numbers for my store. So I have that going for me. If I did more buy it nows, I would probably definitely consider um, doing more promotions. And also, they raised their fees. I think in the next couple weeks here, only by 0.35%. So it's almost completely unnoticeable. But while we're dealing with glitches and promotions and slow sales, not a good look for eBay. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. And if you are on Whatnot, check me out, Animal Vet 52 on Whatnot. I have a sale tomorrow night, and hopefully it'll be every Tuesday. There you go. There's where you can find me. And thank you all for watching. Hopefully we'll see you here next Monday night. Hopefully Max will be back. We got lots of stuff to talk about.